We are back. We are back.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yes. In case you didn't know, this is the No Box Sports Podcast brought to you by No Box Entertainment, and I am one of your hosts, Uncle Dud.
And I'm the original CP3.
The original CP3, and you better not ever forget it, man. And we got an exciting show this week, man. We finally in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
This is what we play for, man. Right here, man. Our Philadelphia Eagles went ahead and secured that second seed. We fairly healthy going into the playoffs. First of all, let's go ahead and clap it up for the regular season, man. Go ahead and give our Eagles a hand clap.
Woo!
Yeah, we got the Eagles flying high. Let's go. I know y'all excited, man. Right now it's Thursday. We 3 days away from the big game. And we fresh off the season, man. We did win the NFC East with a 14-3 record. We closed out the season with a victory versus the Giants with our backups. We won 41-7, I believe. Spanked on them crazy. And before we go ahead and get into this matchup, this playoff matchup versus the Green Bay Packers, let's go ahead and do a quick flashback to show y'all, what we thought coming into the season about where we was going to be around this time of the season, man. Go ahead and tune in.
Oh boy.
That's a win. So 14-3 for you, 14-3 for me. That sounds like a good season, man. 14-3. And honestly, that week $17, that can go either way. So I can put a caveat on mine, 13-3, or 14-3 or 13-4. It could be either way.
I must have missed one because I thought I had them at 13-4, but yeah, 14-3 is better.
Your losses was the Bengals, Green Bay. The Bengals, Green Bay, and the Ravens. That's it. No. You had the Cowboys.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I had
13-4. You 13-4.
Wow.
You 13-4, and I'm 14-3.
Yeah.
With that swing game in there being that last Dallas game. But let's say we lose the Dallas week 17, and I feel like Dallas will find a way to fumble it that last week, whoever they play. So I still think we'll win the division and end up being one of the top 2 seeds in the NFC. There we go, man. There we go. Division. We did go ahead and secure the top 2 seed in the NFC. We both was right around spot on pretty much. I hit it directly on the nose.
Of course, you got to put that out.
14-3. All I'm saying is y'all should listen to me when I speak because I pretty much be knowing what I'm talking about. Most of the time, if not most of the time, if not all of the time, probably 97% of the time. But you had them at 14-3, 13-4. So we pretty much ended up right where we thought we was. We did not get the 1 seed. And we did want the 1 seed pretty much, but we got the 2 seed. We got the path that we got to take. I think the most important thing is we're healthy going into the playoffs.
Yes.
If you had to juggle between health and the 1 seed, I think everyone will pick health.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we got Detroit, who is the 1 seed, been the 1 seed all year, but they're pretty much limping into the playoffs. As far as the defense go. I believe they said they might get back David Montgomery. He been hurt for the last 3-4 weeks.
Right.
He one of their running backs. They got the 2-headed monster, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. So they're not healthy, but they do have the 1 seed. The Eagles did lock down the 2 seed. And that is what it is, that I just showed y'all that to show that we've been on the train ever since the beginning of the season. Since the beginning of the season, we've been calling these games. We've been walking y'all through week to week, holding y'all hand here through every twist and turn of the season. And now, it's that time, man. It's playoffs.
Let's go.
Playoffs, man. Playoffs. See that we got a rematch with the Packers, man, and it's kind of funny because in the beginning of the season we both picked the Eagles to lose to the Packers, which we did not do. We did not do at all. We won in Brazil. High flying game. I think that game. I don't even know what the score of that game was, man. I gotta actually go ahead and search it real quick. But give your thoughts about facing the team twice. Does it matter?
Well, as you were talking about it, my first thought was, we're gonna start their season and we're gonna end their season. But then you reminded me that we both said we were going to lose to the Packers. So now I'm nervous. Like, wait, if we both think they're going to win, does that mean?
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. We can't do that.
Oh my gosh!
It was 34-29 that first game.
Yeah.
High scoring game, back and forth.
I think we will still score 30.
I
think they will score 29. I honestly feel like, in regards to predicting, I feel like I'm fine with us playing. I'd rather play.
We're not predicting yet, so don't.
I'd rather play the team the second time than what I was worried about us playing the Commanders 3 times. I was more worried about playing the Commanders 3 times than I would have been playing the Packers, a second time. Man, we're good. We're a much better team. We're a much better team than we were the beginning of the season in so many different areas.
And that's what the record says. I mean, they finished the season at 11-6. We finished the season at 14-3. They were the third place team in their division. We won our division. They lost some key pieces on their defense and offense. You educated me on their defensive piece. Who not playing for them come Sunday?
So Jair Alexander, their number one cornerback, as far as I understand, is not playing. I mean, that
cornerback.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal
because you're going against the arguably top 5 wide receiver duo in the NFL. You need all your pieces. You can't afford to have your number one corner hurt for the season.
Not arguably, definitely top 5.
Okay,
arguably top, but definitely top 5.
There you go. You're right. I stand corrected. And they also they have Christian Watson, the wide receiver, is out.
Yeah, he went down with a torn ACL.
That's another weapon. So
that's their deep threat. That's the person they use to take the top off the defense at any time. So that will be an element of their team that they don't have in play. So that bodes well for the Eagles, man. As far as playing this team twice, man, I'm superstitious when it comes to my psychology in the beginning of the season when we pick these games. I said, you know what? I think Green Bay will get us the first because we won't have our rhythm yet. Because remember, we didn't play preseason.
Okay.
I thought about time the playoffs start, Green Bay will be one of them teams that is definitely there in the end, and we would. And I thought we would play them again. And when we see them in the playoffs, we'll definitely handle them. So going by that logic, the superstitious side of me is like, I didn't want to play this team again. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
This is the one team I did not want to see early on in the playoffs. If you remember, last year, first round of the playoffs, they went into Dallas, and Jordan Love looked like one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He was super sharp, 300 yards, I think 3 touchdowns, eliminated Dallas. So he hasn't been playing like that to end the season. He's been inconsistent. He did go out the game for a series with an arm injury. Their game they just played versus Chicago to finish the season. He's been very inconsistent. So he's not on the tear like he was at the end of last season. But I am a little bit concerned that they do have the psychological boost of we lost to this team, it's payback. Is that enough for me to say that they'll get us? I still think our talent is superior to theirs. Our game plan is superior to theirs. We've been the more consistent, better team. But I don't like the fact that it is a rematch versus a team that we won against the first time, man. I don't like it. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, listen, first off, you lost me when you tried to use the Cowboys as a reference point. I mean, I feel like we were better. We were better than that team that was there last year,
Mm-hmm.
obviously was better than the team this year. So I'm not even like I've heard that argument about they beat the Cowboys and everybody thought the Cowboys were going to handle that business. So I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like we are a better team, and we won't make the same mistakes that Cowboys made.
Uh-huh.
I definitely don't see us getting blown out. I don't see us getting shocked and getting blown out
No.
by the Packers.
No.
I just feel like we got a better, I just feel like I feel like we got better pieces than they do. And you can argue about if Jalen Hurts is better than Jordan Love, but the bottom line is, as a team, we are a better, more solid team than they are. And as you said in the beginning, we are way more healthier, which helps in our being solid. If you want to go, we can go down the keys if you want.
Speaking of health,
come on.
Our injury report is very short. We got Dallas Goedert back. We got Jalen Hurts practicing again. He has yet to clear concussion protocol. Original CP3 seems to be worried about that. I'm not. I feel like he'll play guaranteed.
Right.
We got 2 days to pass the concussion protocol.
Right.
And he has to practice a whole day and recover the next day before he practices. So he's on the verge of being clear. But all of our pieces are pretty much there. We're not really missing any pieces besides our major piece on defense, James Bradbury.
Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
Other than that, we pretty healthy, man. We could be much better with Bradbury, but I think we'll survive without him. So we definitely the healthier team. We are the hotter team. We are the more consistent team. We have the better roster, top to bottom. Coaching is, it could be. You could say it's even. You could say it's even about the coaching. But I feel real good about the rematch with Green Bay. And that third match with the Washington No Name football team could happen next week. So just hold on. That could have. They are on our side of the bracket, so that is still within the realm of possibilities. But I feel pretty good about the Eagles going into this matchup, man. I will really have to really get very pessimistic and start nitpicking for me to not feel good. I believe this is the better team, and barring something crazy happening, or our Achilles heel showing, or something crazy manifesting, I feel really, really good hitting into the playoffs. But there is that other side. I know it's them Eagles fans that's out there that ain't easy about this game. They've been saying we've been struggling with this, or what if this happened, or what if that happened? It's Philadelphia. We got to look at every side. We got some pessimistic fans out there. And we got to go ahead and speak to that side because we're a well-rounded show, man. So going into the playoffs, period, not just this matchup, man, what is your biggest concern heading into these playoffs? The thing that can stop us from advancing and going down there to New Orleans and partying on Bourbon Street?
I'm gonna say this. My favorite defensive player this year, that if you've been watching the show, follow along. You know who that is.
You should know.
You should know.
You should definitely know.
Quinyon has been balling. It's messed up that he's not getting the respect to be possible defensive rookie of the year because of the fact of we looking at numbers. And the bottom line is you can't, I guess, quantify the fact that people don't throw the ball his way. You know what I'm saying? He ain't getting no picks.
No
If he ain't getting no picks, they ain't gonna put him in there. You know what I'm saying? Because CJ kept stealing his interceptions. It's like he ain't getting no picks, so he not getting it. But the bottom line is Quinyon, as long as my biggest concern, and I bring him up, is because I feel like the last few games he played, he did get burnt on some plays that he wasn't getting burnt on throughout the whole season. And so it's like, I just hope, my biggest concern is that he don't look like a rookie in these
when
playoffs.
It matters most.
Exactly. So
the inexperience of our defense,
or Cooper DeJean, they've been, both of them guys stepped up, and as long as they don't take a step back, and the biggest, as you said the bet way more eloquently. So
Okay. So your
Yep.
defense staying consistent in the playoffs when stakes get when stakes
Raised.
rise,
Yeah, yeah,
when stakes rise and defensive start to look and offensive coordinators start to look at those tendencies and what they can
mhm,
exploit, and everything becomes about execution.
right.
You have a mild concern because of the fact that your leaders on defense are so young. It
Yeah,
hasn't really been war battle tested in a situation like these as far as the playoffs go.
yeah. I mean,
Okay,
honestly,
that's legitimate.
that's a good Jalen Carter. Isn't this? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jalen Carter, this is like his first time leading in the playoffs, the defense, right? Because last year he had Fletcher and all them, right? You know, even though we lost, but he had guys to kind of cover for him. He's the
Yeah.
leader now. What's he going to
Mhm.
do in these playoffs? You
Yeah.
know?
They have to get hit with some adversity. They're going to get hit with adversity during this playoff
Mm-hmm.
run,
Mm-hmm.
whether they go down 10-7-3 when it matters most. We're going to have to deal with some type of adversity
Yeah.
in these playoffs. So we're going to need the young guys to really, really be real.
Yep.
So I guess that is a cause for concern, man. I just want them to play loose. I want them to play fast. I want them to play free. I don't want them to feel like it's the playoffs. We got so much pressure. Go play football like you've been doing all year,
Yep.
and let the chips fall where
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you gotta do, man. Let the chips
they may.
fall.
But
We gotta, we
that
gotta.
is a valid concern. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Bond, he hasn't held down the middle linebacker spot before this year. Dean hasn't really been, you know, healthy and on the field consistently until this year. There's a lot of our pieces out there that's young, so I do hear what you're saying when it comes to that. My biggest concern for sure. I got a couple of them, and I don't want to sound like that fan. Number one
Ooh,
is number one on my list
okay.
is Jake Elliott.
Oh, I forgot. You're right.
That is a
Oh,
big concern of mine. I am
you're right.
uneasy with Jake Elliott hitting into these playoffs. Too often these playoff games come down to a field goal in the end, an extra point, and we cannot afford to be missing gimme points in the playoffs. And he hasn't shown consistently that he can do that this year. And all it takes is one mess up. I now seen it. We've been on both sides of it. That concerns me. I'm not going to dwell on it, but that really concerns me. My
Yes.
second biggest concern is Sirianni. Sirianni, man,
What?
you haven't gotten in the way of this team. You've allowed us to play smart football, running the ball, safe football. We've been winning games. But we all know Sirianni has the tendency every now and then to just do something off script that is just like, what are you doing? And all it takes is one time to do that, to give that other team the advantage or the momentum, and your season is over. So all the stakes is the stakes have risen at this point in time. And Sirianni has shown me that he will lose you a game every now and then based off of his back. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying that he will. I'm saying that I hope it doesn't rear his head in these playoffs. Them old tendencies. He's been chilling the last, I'm gonna say 7-8 weeks. But in the beginning of the season, we was all singing a different tune. So that's my second biggest concern. And yes, I do have another one. My third biggest concern is our quarterback. Our quarterback has not been in a good rhythm over the last 2 months of the season. He's had two good games where he looked sharp. But as far as the passing game, being decisive with the ball, putting the ball where it needs to be, making those quick decisions, he has not been the quarterback that I want to see. And he's coming off missing 2 straight games. So he's kind of like cold into the playoffs. So I'm slightly concerned with Jalen Hurts' play,
That's true.
how he
That's true.
finished the
That's fair.
season, and can he just jump right back in the wagon and drive it where it needs to be, considering the fact that he wasn't looking that sharp when he was behind center.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
those are my three concerns, and they're not going to go away, even
Mm-hmm.
if we don't show none of them the first game, because they can literally rear their head at any given time at any given game. So
All right, listen. I told you my New Year's resolution was to be more positive. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to do that right now. I feel like both you and I came up with some stuff that they're sort of legitimate concerns. Those things could happen, but I feel like other than the Jake Elliott one, I feel like the Jake Elliott one is like that's there's no getting around that. That's not there's no positive negative. That's just real. Like that might be the of all the ones we came up with. I feel like that might be the most legit. Everything else feels like we're doing that, pessimistic fear kind of thing. Because it's like if you think about Jalen Hurts' last full game, he looked great. The game after that, he got hurt. Now you could talk about, okay, I'm worried about his injury. Is he going to be able to play throughout these playoffs without getting hurt and getting another concussion? But when people say you're only as good as your last game, you could say technically, well, you could be technically his last game was when he got hurt, sure. But before that, he looked great. And he looked like, okay, all right. He was like, yo, oh, y'all want me to do this? Oh, I got y'all. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And the other part of it is I feel like when I talked about the defense and stuff like that, it's like I feel like the positive is that I'm trying to find reasons to be concerned. But for real, the stuff that I said, and I don't feel like when it comes down to it that my team has shown any kind. They've gotten better since the beginning of the season. They have grown and in some ways matured. That me worrying about them regressing, it could happen, but the positive thing is it's probably not because they haven't
Not
shown
likely.
that in the last 10 games. Nick Sirianni, you just said it. Yeah, you could be concerned that he could, try to do some show off stuff, but for real, he's done what we expected him to do as a coach, and we've been winning. So let's just you talked about the pessimistic fans. We're going back to the optimistic fans, and the optimistic fans don't think the only thing we got to worry about is Jake Elliott. You better kick those darn field goals right. That's the only thing we got to worry
about. Okay, so Sirianni and Jalen Hurts is not on your list at all, and you checked it twice.
I checked it. I honestly, as long as he's playing, I feel like that game where he said, "Yo, what y'all want me to do?" or whatever he said, cocky with his with his bling and all that. Like, I thought that game was the game where he was like, "Yo, if this is what they need me to do, I can do this." But we've been a run first team this year, and we've been running behind Saquon. But if y'all need me to pass, I got y'all. If y'all need me to give it to Saquon, I got y'all. He's good as long as he's
playing. That's why he was third on my list, because at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is a winner. So I think he'll make winning plays when it matters. But if I had to dig for my top 3 reasons, I had to dig, and he was definitely on that list. Just because we haven't really seen the sharp Jalen Hurts. I mean, we haven't needed a sharp Jalen Hurts to win games. But for some reason, I just feel like we're gonna need Jalen Hurts to be a laser focused passer at some point in this playoff run. Maybe it's in Detroit, NFC Championship game. Maybe it's the Super Bowl versus Lamar, Josh, or Patrick Mahomes. Who knows? But at some point we're gonna need Jalen Hurts to win us a game. And I don't think that he can't. That's just not how we've been winning lately. So I don't really have that concern about Jalen Hurts, at least not this week. Sirianni is always scaring me. Jake Elliott is always scaring me. It's nothing nobody gonna be able to say.
Right.
Change that. There's nothing. In it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like that word you used is really what makes me feel encouraged. Is that I feel like we're so good this year that we have to dig to find the concerns to make us not be the best team in the league this year. I really I feel like we have to really find something. Like, I don't feel like this. The only thing that's glaring, again, Jake Elliott, we need you. That's the only thing that's glaring. But other than that, everything else is like we got to dig to find it. And I feel like looking half full, man, that's making me feel good. Oh, we in the conference championship on the road. Okay, no problem. Don't do, you know what I mean? Like, I feel encouraged by the fact that you and I both had to what can we come up with that? Because we're just that freaking good.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
ain't
not
that good. But if you want to dig
positive.
and find something, we always can find something. Like the fact
Yeah,
that Kellen Moore is being requested to get interviews by 2 teams so far.
yeah, yeah.
And that might even rise. So you know what happened when we got to the Super Bowl last time with Gannon. He pretty much abandoned us and started thinking about his next gig, and gave us the most terrible defensive game plan ever. But let's not revisit 2022. This is 2024-25 season, and we
Right.
feeling good going
Yeah.
into the playoffs, man. That's what you're basically getting from us.
Mhm.
We let's go ahead and just get into it, man. Get into the preview. Green Bay, coming to Philadelphia. The link. I don't know what the weather's going to be. Hopefully, it's nice and cold. I mean, they used to play in the cold too, so it's not going to be that much an advantage weather-wise. But the way our fans get down in the link, our home field is probably top 5, and that's being modest. We got one of the best home fields in the NFL.
Top
Um,
three. Top three.
maybe
Let's
top.
go.
I know the link is going to be rocking on Sunday. Wherever I watch the game, going to be rocking. Wherever you watch the game, going to be rocking. It's just going to be a great time, man. The green versus green. I don't know what jerseys be coming out in, man, but I can't wait, man. Playoff football is back. Yeah, I wanted to put our
Winning
feet up.
jerseys.
Whatever jerseys we never lost and we should wear. Just go
That's
ahead,
fair.
whichever one. We only
That's fair.
lost 3 times,
That's fair.
So but yeah, man. We getting into the game. We getting into the game preview. So we got Jordan Love. We got the Green Bay Packers. We got Josh Jacobs. They run the ball pretty well.
Mhm.
Jordan Love is a more than a capable passer. The defense
Mhm.
is pretty solid too, man, but they've been struggling lately. We got our Philadelphia Eagles coming in on a hot streak. We pretty healthy right now, clicking on a lot of cylinders.
Mhm.
We got our juice going right now. We one of the league favorites, man. And going into this game, man, what would you say? What would you say if the Eagles do this one thing? They definitely will win the game. The one thing the Eagles have to do on Sunday to advance to the next round.
Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over.
Don't
As
turn the
long as
ball over.
they go, we got the better running back. We got arguably the better receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't turn the ball over. Quarterback, don't turn the ball over.
Don't turn the ball over.
Don't turn the ball over. As
That's
long
the
as don't turn the ball
safest.
over, you got it.
That's the safest path to victory, right there. Not turning the ball over. I don't think that'll happen. I think we will turn the ball over. So I would say we just gotta win the turnover battle. That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if I feel like if Saquon Barkley has 25 touches and Jalen Hurts has 2 passing touchdowns, we win this game. Let me not say passing, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has to have a total of 2 touchdowns, whether they passing, running.
Let me ask you a question. Speaking of the running, this whole concussion thing, I really don't want him to do the tush push, man.
I don't give a
Please,
damn.
Nick.
Tush push. I want him to run. This is the playoffs. I don't got time to be none of that. Do whatever you have to do
All right.
to advance to the next round, to the next play. Of course, protect yourself. Be smart
Yeah,
about it. But this not the time to be trying to save him at all.
that's true. That's
This
true.
is
That's
not the
being
time.
scared.
This is what
That's
we
being
waited
scared.
for. All
You're
these,
right.
we pretty much knew we was one of the top teams in the league the last 7-8 weeks. We've been waiting for
Right.
now. We don't get to this point now and then hold back Jalen Hurts. I want to see you taking off. I still want to see you slide and getting out of bounds, but it's
You're right.
time. You gotta
You're
take a hit. You gotta take them up hit.
You're right.
But
Good
Saquon
point.
Barkley 25 touches and Jalen Hurts at least 2 touchdowns. No more than 1 turnover, Jalen Hurts, and I think we win the game. That's been our formula so far. I think it's a A1 type of formula. 25 plus touches for the best player on our team. And Jalen Hurts, I really want to see you over 200 yards passing. I would like to say that, but I'm gonna say 2 touchdowns because I don't know what type of game it's gonna be. It could mess around and be 17-9. Who knows? These playoff games be going a little different than we think. It's definitely not gonna go like it went the first game. I don't think it's gonna be that high scoring of a game.
Okay.
Our defenses was leaking that first game. Neither team was playing good defense. So I think
Quinyon getting that first pick. Quinyon getting that first pick this game.
I hope
Quinyon
so,
getting
man.
that first pick.
That's why he's not making the team because you need to have an interception. I told you in the beginning of the season that's the only thing he don't do.
He getting that pick, man.
His hands is terrible.
We're gonna see. He getting that pick, bro. It might be
I believe
pick. He getting that pick.
That'll be love if we end the game off a Quinyon pick. I would like to end the game earlier than the last drive, the last couple possessions. I would like to really come out and assert dominance. If all things go well. But yeah, that's the keys. Basically, the keys to the game. Saquon 25 plus carries, Jalen Hurts 2 touchdowns. You say no turnovers, and we'll pretty much win this game.
No turnovers.
That's what you think.
No turnovers. Yeah, I do. I think they can do the no turnovers. As long as they don't do no stupid pass, I think they can. I think they can do it.
I don't want him playing like he was playing with the no turnovers, though. Too conservative, in my opinion.
Yeah, but even in the game, I thought even in the game that I was talking about, where he was against Pittsburgh, I thought he didn't have any turnovers that game, right? I don't think he had turnovers that game.
I think he had one turnover.
Did he?
One
okay.
turnover.
My mistake. All right, fine. My mistake.
Yeah, but we got the ball right back.
So yeah, I'm ready for my score. Yeah. Can I give you my score? Can I give you my score?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Philadelphia Eagles versus Green Bay. First round of the playoffs this Sunday. We got the primetime Sunday game, 4:30 at the Lake. Original CP3. What you think?
31-17 Eagles. Let's go. I'm sorry. I'm believing 30 points still. 31-17.
31-17. Eagles convincingly win this Sunday at the Link. I guess I'll tell y'all what I think. I think we beat the Packers 27. I'm going to say 27-17. We beat the Packers this weekend. Hard-fought game. It's not going to be a track meet, but we will break them at the end. 27-17. The Eagles advance to the divisional round. And we're flying. We gonna swerve in the corner. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, so that's our prediction for the Eagles versus the Packers. We gonna go ahead and keep on predicting. Why not? Why not keep on predicting? Because this is the holiday weekend for all football lovers and football watchers out there. First week of the playoffs. So let's go ahead and get into this bracket, and we're going to go ahead and walk around the league like we've been doing all season. And we're going to keep track of what we're doing. You already know our regular season record was pretty much spot on point. So we're going to go ahead and see if we do the same thing for the playoffs. Let's go ahead and start. We already picked the Eagles to advance here. Let's go ahead into the division, man. Washington Redskins versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you got?
I think the Commanders are going to win that game. Commanders going to win. We're going to have to play the Commanders again, like you said. Yep.
I actually think the Commanders will win that one too. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Commanders there. We're right on point. That's gonna be a good game though. That's gonna be a great game.
Right.
5 versus 4 Minnesota Vikings versus the LA Rams. So you like?
I think it's gonna be the Rams.
Think it's gonna be the Rams?
Even though Vikings is the 5th seed, I think more people feel like the Rams, it would be an upset than Vikings. So I feel like the Rams. Yeah. Yep. Rams.
Wow. I actually think the Rams going to win too, man. I actually think the Rams going to win too. That high-powered offense. I don't think Sam Darnold is really that guy. Matt Stafford went to the playoffs and won a Super Bowl. To me, it's just Sam Darnold, man. I don't believe he'll be able to shoot it out with them.
Right.
The defense is good. I think it'll be a great game, but I think the Rams somehow pull it out.
Yep.
So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So we'll go ahead and hop on the other side of the bracket. I'll go first this time. We got the Chargers playing the Houston Texans. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Chargers in this game. The Texans have been kind of struggling this year, if you ask me. CJ Stroud been kind of like not on the mark. They lost Diggs. And to me, something is just off with the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and go with that steady attack of the other Harbaugh brother and say the Chargers go ahead and get the first round win and turn it around the first season and get the Texans.
I like that. I'm going with that too. Going with the Chargers. Chargers versus Chiefs. I'm with you.
Okay, we pretty much like every game the same so far. Let's go ahead and go to the slug match, the division match. They put up some classic games over the year. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to go ahead and say the Ravens handle them. Just way more talented team, better quarterback. I think Lamar Jackson is on another level this year. Numbers is better than his MVP season, and I just don't see them losing first round to the Steelers. I don't see it.
Nah, I mean it's potential for it. Like you said, there's classic games, and I mean the Steelers. That guy George Pickens, he's got potential to be a great receiver, but when they need him most, he kind of has been not producing. So I'm thinking this is going to be a blowout. Ravens.
Okay, so we pretty much on the same page again. It's scary. It's scary. We on the same page, and I doubt we won't be on the same page on this next game. When we get into the Bills versus the Broncos. Broncos fighting their way into the playoffs. I don't think nobody expected that with Bo Nix, the rookie quarterback. But they played Josh Allen, the second seed out there in Buffalo. To me, I think Buffalo handled them pretty easy. That's probably the easiest playoff game you're going to see during this wild card weekend, in my opinion.
Right.
Buffalo Bills advance.
Right. Yeah, I think the Buffalo Bills beat them too, man. I would like to see an upset, but that's probably going to be another blowout. Are they both Saturday? I feel like Saturday might be. If they both Saturday, it's going to be a boring Saturday NFL wise.
Saturday, the Ravens and the Pittsburgh and Broncos and Bills, I believe.
Oh yeah, so it's going to Saturday
Texans.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much all our games, all AFC games is on Sunday. I was on Saturday.
Okay.
That's what I believe. And then our game and Washington game is on Sunday, and that Vikings game is on Monday. I believe we got a Monday night football playoff game, so that's good. We got 5 days straight of good football because Penn State plays Notre Dame tonight. I don't know if you went to the college football playoffs, but let's go ahead and run it down. We both got that. We literally got the same record, so we won't have any deviation this week. Hopefully we all go undefeated. We both go undefeated. We got the Eagles moving past the Packers. We got the Commanders moving past the Bucks. We got LA advancing past the Minnesota Vikings. We got the Los Angeles Chargers moving past the Houston Texans. We got Baltimore moving past Pittsburgh. And last but not least, we got Josh Allen, probably the NFL MVP, moving past the Denver Broncos to close out wild card weekend. There we go. We're going to go ahead and put it out so y'all know who we like in each of these games, and we're going to be accountable to our picks. And the game we really care about is still on the screen, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Make sure y'all do all of y'all pregame rituals. Make sure y'all watching the game versus good vibes. We're not doing seances this year because it didn't help us last year. We're not praying for times like this, to grinds like that. We're not doing that. That didn't work. We just coming out, making sure we got good energy and playing good football. That's all we doing, man. And we cannot wait for this game. And please, please, please make sure y'all tap in with us. Like, comment, share, subscribe, but heavy on the likes and the comments. Interact with us. We want to talk back. We want to see what y'all thinking. And you never know, we might pop in at the game go off. You never know. We might just had to get on here and locked in with us. You never know when you're gonna see that live button. And if you
Lock
see it,
in, lock in.
tap in. But I'll tell you one thing, I can guarantee you one thing, we're gonna be here until the wheels fall off. And hopefully the wheels don't fall off. Hopefully we just park our car in New Orleans after the Super Bowl. But
Right.
regardless how it go, we're gonna be here talking to the people. We're gonna be
Mm.
here interacting with the people and giving you that great content brought to you by No Box Entertainment. Once again, I am Uncle Dud, just in case y'all forgot.
And I'm the original CP3.
The original CP3. And before we get out of here, briefly touch on these 76ers, I guess. Nothing really changed with them. They played yesterday versus who they play yesterday?
They played the Wizards.
The Wizards, the Washington Wizards. And what they do?
I mean, they won 109-103. Without Embiid, without Paul George.
Paul George.
Maxey struggled in the beginning, but he figured it out when he needed him to. The guy Kelly Oubre, he played good. He played solid like he normally does. Caleb Martin has some good defensive stops and made some good defensive plays, should I say? And so did Yabusele. So yeah, I mean, they it's a good team win for the fact that we didn't have our two stars.
Yeah, for sure. Maxey had 29. Yabusele had 21. Oubre and Eric Gordon had 15. Martin had 8. Council had 8. Bonner played. Justin Edwards getting some minutes off the bench now due to injury. So good win versus a terrible team. Not going to talk too much about it. Since the last time we talked, we was kind of like on the brink of, going on a little run. We had 1-7 out of 10. We pretty much been 500 since that. So it's not like we world beating right now, but they pretty much holding steady. Pretty much holding steady for the most part, I say. Let me just, quick look at the standings to see where we at. We in 11th right now. Look like a game and a half out of 8th. So we right there. I don't know if it's encouraging. We still not consistently playing together. They pretty much hold it steady. I didn't get off the train yet, but my expectations for what they'll do has really been lowered. I don't see this team getting anywhere near a championship. I do think they could end up salvaging the season by playing well enough to get in the playoffs and playing well in the first round and maybe scaring somebody in the second round. And maybe if all the chips go right, getting out the second round. But anything other than that, I think it'd be a pipe dream. Even the second round thing is a pipe dream.
At this point, it feels like it. Yeah, I agree. It does not feel like it doesn't feel like we're getting past the second round, man. And honestly, I'm like, if we ain't getting past the second round, what's the point? But I ain't gonna belabor this. Yeah, they definitely yeah. You said it.
Just the expectations for me. It's not. We're not a top team in the East. We look like we could be one of the best bottom tier teams in the East. That's what it looked like. And just want to get past this season healthy and maybe catch a streak of some hot basketball after the All-Star break. We'll see. But it's we to write home about with the Sixers. We play the Pelicans tomorrow night at the Wells Fargo Center at 7 p.m. If you're interested. Zion is back, so Embiid should be back. Maybe Paul George. So should be an interesting game. But it's really not much to talk about with the Sixers and the energy right now is those Eagles. You hear me?
That's right.
That's why you already know. And you don't see no Sixers gear. We giving all the energy to these guys right here. Right here. And these guys on your screen have no fear when it comes to this Sunday. And we fully expect to be back in front of y'all next time, smiling from ear to ear, preparing for whether it be the Commander, preparing for somebody. We don't even care who it is. We're taking it one game at a time. And right now, the Packers. Let's go ahead and put it back on the screen. The Packers. And we coming with that mean green machine type defense. That mean green machine. And this right here, in case you didn't know, been episode number 15. 15. And the football season almost coming to an end. So don't take this for granted. Go back, watch all the season 2, tap in this episode, and make sure you tap into everything we do for the
That's
rest of
right.
this football season. You
That's
know,
right.
because this is the best time of the year right now. This is the
It
best
is.
time of the year. We're so happy
Yeah.
right now. We're so happy to have y'all joining us, rocking out with us, being a part of the No Box Sports Podcast family. We got some great content for y'all. Hopefully, we got a Super Bowl run coming. You never know.
Yes.
If we go to the Super Bowl, we definitely doing something special.
Got to.
I ain't gonna say what it is, but we definitely
Got
gonna
to.
do something special. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Yeah,
Got to.
man. And I already told y'all that was episode number 15, brought to you by No Box Entertainment. This was the No Box Sports Podcast, and I am one of your hosts, Uncle Doug.
And I'm the original CP3.
And that be the original CP3. And you better not ever forget it. Y'all go follow me at Uncle Doug TV.
And you can follow me at _original CP3.
Go follow him, man. Follow us. Throw a dial at us. But until next time, go Birds. And we holla at y'all on the other side of that win. You dig?
Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not